Purposeful living. Peace, neighbors. Welcome back to another Neighborhood More Life episode. The greatest More Life show on the planet, and definitely in the neighborhood near you. Today, as you guys can see, we back outside with it in the neighborhood euphoria. So you know that means two things on More Life. We either gonna be talking about health and wellness, or we're gonna be showing you guys how we grow our own in the neighborhood. But before we even get in tune with that, I want to give you guys a big, happy, late, true New Year to you and yours and all the neighbors in the neighborhood. Yes, I want to give a big, late, true, happy, true New Year to the neighbors in the neighborhood. Yes, for those of you guys, why am I saying happy, true New Year in April, 4 months into the year? Well, that's because, well, it's actually late that I'm saying it now. But if you follow me on my socials, I posted on the day of, which was March 20th, which is the mark of spring, the spring equinox, or some would call it the vernal equinox, which is, like I just said, the mark of spring, when new life is growing, when, the birds are chirping, the animals are coming out of hibernation, some of the plants and the trees are coming out of dormancy and, starting to flower, and, which is a signal to tell you that there's fruit that's about to start bearing on the tree or on your crops, and or on the land in general. New vegetation is arising up out the ground. The bugs are coming out. The bees are helping pollinate. The ants are aerating the soil. You know what I'm saying? The cows is out. The animals is out in general. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a mark of new life. Yes, and in the ancient times, we actually used to celebrate the new year on March 20th. As society has strayed us farther and farther away from nature, we've gotten away from those things. We've gotten away from being in alignment with nature, and also celebrating nature, you know what I'm saying, and more life with not just nature, but yourself, you feel me? And, this is the mark of, like I just said, new life and new intentions, not with just, nature itself, gardening itself, but with yourself, you feel me? Like we tend to set our intentions, and the new year they got us celebrate now, which is like December 31st to January 1st. But how you gonna set new intentions when there's nothing new arising around you? You feel me? Everything's dormant. Everything's in a state of aloneness, and just gearing up for it to arise again in the beginning of spring. You feel me? So, try that out. You know what I'm saying? We should get back in the neighborhood. That's what we're about, getting back in alignment with our natural selves, with nature. Get to it. You feel me? And with that being said, you know what I'm saying, there's a whole lot of more life or new life growing here in the neighborhood, and that's what I want to show you guys today. All the new fruit-bearing trees that we have grown, that are finally starting to, one, bear fruit, and two, starting to get abundant and bearing fruit. You know what I'm saying? Alongside with some of the new vegetation and veggies that we got here growing in the neighborhood as well. Now, I am not going to show you guys every single thing that we're growing back here, but I just want to show you the things that are actually bearing fruit this season, you dig? So, with that being said, let's get to it, you dig? Now, starting off, neighbors, I want to show you guys, of course, the OG, the triple OG right here, the original soursop tree. Now, I'm not going to explain too much on the soursop tree because I already have an episode where I showed you and explained on the soursop tree, but right here but I'm gonna just give y'all a little rundown. Here, this is the original soursop tree that we have going in the neighborhood. We have a few trees, but this one is the OG one. It's the first one that we planted, and also the first one to start bearing fruit, and not just bearing fruit, but bearing it abundantly. You feel me? And as you guys can see, there's nothing around it really, or nothing tall enough to block its way from its pathway to getting the light, the sunlight that it needs, so it can get this abundant and operate at its highest level. Also, This tree right here, this fruit is one of the most powerful foods on the planet. Not just the fruit either. The fruit is a byproduct of the tree being so powerful. But down to all the way to the leaves. You feel me? The leaves are extremely powerful for you, and the fruit smells amazing. Like just from the leaves to the fruit and everything. You know what I'm saying? For some of my people, this fruit can be. Hold on, I'm gonna get a fruit real quick. Now this is the soursop. This is one that actually fell off the tree because we had what I'm saying? We had some heavy rain and wind the past couple days. So some fruits fall off the tree, but this fruit right here, which is the soursop, is part of the Nona family, which is just abundantly full of a bunch of immaculate fruits, from the cherimoya to the sugar apple to the pawpaw to the custard apple, and like the list goes on, man. This fruit is just, man, it's one of my favorite fruit families. It's super tasty, super versatile, and they all don't taste the same. Like the soursop don't taste like the cherimoya don't taste like the pawpaw. Well, I never had a pawpaw, but pretty sure it doesn't. And the custard apple don't taste like none of them. Like they all taste different. They all have their unique taste, and they're very beneficial for you as well. The seeds are not edible, so you can't eat the seeds. But this tree, this fruit period, this fruit family period is very, very abundant, man. Like just in one fruit, on the average, just the average, the low end, a fruit is gonna come with at least 10 seeds in it. So that just lets you know off top how abundant the tree is itself. You feel me? And some people in ancient cultures, as you guys know, use the leaves to how do I put this without, what I'm saying, like them trying to delete something, or you know how they do. It is known and said to heal or get rid of cancer cells in the body. You feel me? Also, it, like I said, it's very, very abundant. And some of my vegans out there that miss the taste of fish, and obviously you do not want to eat fish, this soursop is a great replacement for fish. You feel me? I've seen people prep it the raw way or cook it, you know what I'm saying, and fry it. And in the frying stage, I know you would take a fruit like this. Obviously, it'd probably be bigger than this, so it'd be way bigger than this. But you would take it in its unripe stage, take it off the tree, and all you would do is slice it. You know what I'm saying? Slice it into like how many pieces you need. Like obviously, if it's a bigger fruit, it'd probably be about this big. And what you would do is like slice it into little, circles, and then you'll take the outside skin off, and then you will prep it into a fish. You feel me? And when you get it in its unripe stage, it doesn't have that strong soursop taste to it. You know what I'm saying? Any fruit, like that's with any fruit. If you take it in its unripe stage, it doesn't have the necessary taste that you know it for, because it hasn't been filled with all that flavor yet. You feel me? Because it's in its unripe stage. Now, all you will have to do when you do take it unripe and you do chop it up, all you have to do is take the seeds out, which when it's unripe, it is very much more easy to take out all of them seeds, because the flesh isn't wrapped around the seed and just like hugging the seed. It's easy to just pluck out, as to oppose like when you eating a ripe soursop, you gotta fucking, you know what I'm saying, you gotta wrestle the seed out the damn flesh. You feel me? But that just lets you know how abundant this immaculate fruit is in every fruit in the family. Now this is one of them, and like I said, this is the OG. We got two more over here that are starting to bear fruit. This is the second one and the third one. This first one right here is, I think this is a dwarf one. I don't think it's gonna get that much bigger. And there's another one behind it which is starting to become more abundant. This is not its first season bearing fruit. It's probably about its second to third season bearing fruit. And remember what I said from my last episode, soursops have multiple seasons during the year. They could have 3 seasons in one year, they could have 2 seasons in one year. It's all up to the soursop and nature, you feel me? But yeah, they fruit multiple times during the year, you feel me? They don't just have one season like a mango or avocado and etc. You feel me? They fruit multiple times during the year, you dig? So this one in the back is starting to become more abundant. Right now it has a total of 3 right now that I could see, and you know the numbers are just climbing up there, because here's one. That was the first one. There's the second one. I don't know if you guys can see right there, but that's the second one right there. There's the third one right there, and actually, matter of fact, I'm about to show y'all. I just spotted the fourth one too. There's a fourth one growing right now. Here's the fourth one growing right there. So yeah, man, this tree is just very abundant. Those are the other 2, and we got one more growing back here as well. You feel me? Here's another one right here that's starting to become more abundant as well. Now, some of you may be asking, how is that one so tall, but it's just now becoming more abundant in fruit, and not like the other one? Well, you know, location is very, very, very important. Location is very, very important. Remember, before you plant anything, make sure your plant has adequate space to grow in, become its greatest self, and also make sure you're giving, especially like your tropical trees, fruit-bearing trees like a soursop or anything in the soursop tree, or just tropical fruits in general, and just fruits in general, they love sun. And the more sun that you give it, or the more of a environment that you create it where it's getting that adequate amount of sun, one, the sweeter the fruit's gonna be, the faster it's gonna grow, because the sun is the life force for the tree, for all things and all life, all of nature. It's the life force, it's the energy force for the tree to then take in that sunlight and use it as energy, so it can make its own food, make its own nutrients, and you know, its own sugars and all that stuff, and convert it into the fruit. You feel me? And transfer that stuff into the fruit, all that nutrients, the seeds, and etc. into the fruit. So then you can have immaculate tasting, energizing fruit for you and yours. You dig? And so take note of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily just about planting something, but make sure you're planting it the right way, not just going to plant something just to plant it. Make sure you're planting it intentionally into the right, and creating the right environment for it to become its greatest self. You feel me? Because like I said here, the reason why those other trees aren't at the stage that the other one is, obviously they're all trees are different, right? But it's also the environment that they put in. These 2 over here, right? I'm gonna give you some rundown on these 2. These 2 over here, the reason why they're just now starting to become fruitful is because, you know, previously we used to have a big mango tree that used to be right here, where you could see this tree stump. This used to be a big mango tree that used to tower over all these soursops. And even this mango tree that we got right here, it used to tower over all this right here. So being that it was towering over it, you could come to the conclusion that what? A lot of these trees weren't getting enough sunlight. You feel me? They weren't getting enough sunlight. They were getting the proper watering, but you know, they weren't getting the proper sunlight, the energy to create, to grow bigger, or to grow faster, or to even start pumping out and bearing fruit. You dig? This one is about the same height as the OG tree, but like you can see, there's a bunch of palm trees around it. And also, we had recently just cut down this coconut tree right here that was towering. It was towering over all this. So again, it wasn't getting an adequate amount of sunlight. You feel me? And when we started chopping down, you know, the necessary trees around it, and you know, freeing up and giving it some window space for the sun to come through and shine on it, it started to look more vibrant. It started to flower. It started to grow flower buds on it. It started to, you know what I'm saying, grow more leaves on it, more branches, and the whole nine. So make sure you're providing an immaculate space or environment for your tree to become its greatest self. That's the only way that, you know, you'll be able to see the superpowers of the tree.